Hey everyone, welcome to another video, Barofist, and how you all doing today, broskis? Good then, let's go with the video. Today I want to answer all of those questions. 110 versus 111 Twink. Why would you level to 111? Is it worth? Can you do it as 111? What is the right way? Pros and cons of being 110 versus 111 and all of those stuffs. We will start off with the rule of thumb for twinking in BFA, which is the following. If you can do it as 110, then do it. If not, try 111. Remember this, learn it, love it, live it. Now, let's elaborate on that. If you were to go, let's say, freehold and boost some fellas, we all know every class and spec cannot do that. But I have suspicions that every class can do it, but not in the spec that you might want. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take Druid. Boomkin or Feral is extremely hard and less efficient. However, Guardian can do it. Same goes for, let's say, Rogue. Outlaw and Combat cannot do it, Assassinations can. Warrior, Fury and Arms maybe, can do it, but very hard, but Protection can do it very efficiently. You see what I mean? Now, this intro leads me to the rule of thumb from above. Some of those specs you will find perfectly capable of doing all of that on level 110, like for example Demon Hunter and Rogue. However, some of them might struggle. I have tried myself Guardian, it was pain to, like, as 110 was very hard, even, with decent gear. As 111, however, it was piece easy, so same goes for those who can do the shit. I find it pointless, for example, to go 111 as Demon Hunter, while you're perfectly capable doing, to do that as 110. And even better, unless your Demon Hunter is already 111 and you're, like, lazy to level up new one, then, it might be justified, but you're missing on a lot. We will talk about that later for sure. So, the conclusion from all the stuff that we said so far is that if you can do it as 110, then do it. It's pointless to diminish yourself, otherwise going 111 when there is no need for that, it's completely diminishing. So, you might wonder, what are these losses that Tumor is talking about? How am I getting diminished by going 111? Well, let me explain that, but we're gonna start with the cons first and we'll discuss the pros later, like the benefits and stuff. So, the number one is 110 gear you're getting from like Antorus that makes you really powerful on the long run, for example, is scaled perfectly for 110. I have run the calculation, this is number two. I have run the calculations back in days on how much power we're exactly losing per level when we level up, if we keep the 110 gear, so we can calculate the slowdown of the leveling. That was important back in days when we were going for like the world first with a teen. It was about 15 to 20% per level you're losing from the gear stats if you're keeping the 200 to 250 item level gear. The higher the item level, the more you lose as 111. Why? Well, number 3, because you can go and clear content as 111. The mobs you're facing are 111, meaning they have more health and they do more damage. Your gear is, for level 110, so like 50 agility is not the same for 110 as is 111, right? The stats are scaling completely differently and are favorable for 110, not as much for 111. So you're losing from that quite a lot, and the more upgrades you get, the more you're losing. Number 4, if you were 110, your stats would have meant 15 to 20% more that, it would mean for 111. Number 5, this is a theory that I have tested, so hear ye. If you go for 1 or 2 hours and kill rares around BFA, get 210 gear on all the slots, it scales about the same with going 111 and buying the whole gear from the auction house. So 210 gear for 110 scales about the same as 233 gear for 111. Right, so if it's not about getting better gear, it's about lazy, people. The rule of thumb, by the way, does not apply for lazy people, it's for proper twinks only. Oh, and also, by the way, you're losing the BG bracket, so, no more facing twinks in BGs, no more in arenas, so you're gonna get to, like, mid-boring people and stuff, kill not twinks and all that, so just keep that in mind. With all that being said about the cons, let's go over the benefits of 111, of course. First of all, being able to buy the trinket that works for 111 and above is that heals you insanely much when you kill something. It comes from Alchemy, it's called Tincture something, and I think it heals you like 12k or something, so it's extremely strong. Also, it's being able as 110, to buy the gear that is crafted from auction house, which is 233, which can give you really nice head start, when you just ding, you get like items from auction house. It's very interesting that as well. As number 3 that I would say is a benefit for for this stuff is also enchants scaling higher. So Siphoning, for example, gives you 9.8% of leech per instance, you know, compared to 2.25. Also the mastery and haste and versatility are also higher. Gems are 40% stats instead of 11, so all of that stuff gives a lot of benefit as well. And that is pretty much all the pros and cons that I could come up with right now. Let me know down in the comments if you have something to add. Of course, I want to quickly mention that I'm not biased or I hate 111 as people, you know, say. On the contrary, I actually have 5 Twinks that are 111 with decent gear that I have invested a lot of time and I love them, you know. I'm stating the facts here and it's up to you to decide what you're gonna do. So, before we end, let's summarize all. When you would like to go for 111. Number 1, if your spec or class cannot do it as 110 or it's not efficient. Number 2, if you really want to play certain spec but it's not really viable as 110 because it needs more leech and or the trinket, of course, that is for survival. And number 3, if you already leveled 111 and you're lazy to level a new one. And to answer on the last, those who ask me the question, will my Demon Hunter be viable for this if it's already 111? And for all of the other classes, this you know, answer applies as well. Yes, it is viable. Other classes are viable as well. The benefits and losses, you know, I have mentioned before, but it's viable. Definitely you can do this at 111 if you're already leveled. So that is basically covering the number 3. These are my advices when to go 111. I can't really tell you how to play the game. This is based completely off my opinion 100%, and it's like supported with a lot of facts and arguments over my experience of playing this game. So, last question to answer. Hey, I got 113 mage. Can I do this? I would say anything beyond 110 or 111 wouldn't be as efficient, but if you really you know, have no other choice, trying is your best option to get answer on that. I have never thought of twinking inefficiently, nor I will ever, so I leave that on you to decide whether you're gonna try it or not. With that, I will bid you a warm farewell on all these cold winter days and wish you all the best of the best of the best of the best days, guys. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to drop a like before you leave and subscribe for more stuff, of course. I want to mention also how grateful I am for the support that, you know, the Patreons have provided me in the past, you know, periods of time, and I want to also greet all the new ones. You make this all possible, guys, so I bow you for that. Don't eat the yellow snow, by the way. Read carefully and see ya in the next one. Barofist and Umrenov.